It's Group K and Uganda are on top. Everyone is happy. We are all elated yesterday. What a performance from the team. A group that has South Africa, Congo, and South Sudan. We are ahead of South Africa, who are third right now, one game at the time I'm talking. And then Congo in second place. After our game, they're on 3 points. Uganda on 4 points. We have a goal difference of 2. Scored 4, conceded 2, so much difference already. But the feeling around, the feeling in the air is a good feeling, because for some time Ugandans have been upset. They were getting tired of supporting a team that seems to have no progress or no way forward at all. We've had coaches, professional coaches, I think in the last 10 years. And of course, by the time we got Paul Put, we were tired. But we've got to give credit where it's due, because this guy, Paul Put, has brought a difference to the way, one, the team plays, and two, the way the team is selected. How long have we taken criticizing the practice of ignoring players in the domestic league? For so long, we've had problems. Some of us, we've had real big issues. How can you have a league with outstanding players, awarding footballers of the year, best player of the season, best this, best that, best this, young talent? We've done this for years, but for so long, the guys who have been taking charge of the national team have consistently been ignoring the talent which is best locally, as though they are any inferior to the players who have chances and opportunities to go abroad, either in semi-professional football or professional football. But Paul Put, the Belgian, has put that one right. And I can tell you now, it is the only secret to what we are seeing now. The new times we're seeing at Uganda Cranes. Last night, 6 players, all playing here at home, had a chance playing in that team that did wonders. And the best players, really, Bar Kayondo at Kayondo Aziz, were all basically best here locally. I'll tell you for a fact, the goal scorer Jude Semugabi for number 2, Alan Okello, the one who assisted, were all best here locally. They did it well. When they came in, at the time they came in, they changed things. When things were going wrong, they made the difference. Shaban Mohammed has just left the local league to go elsewhere, but he's in this team on the basis and strength of his performance last season, where he was top scorer with 17 goals, the best striker, top striker, and we all know what he can do. So he's been brought back in the team shape up, and he's earning his place because he was the best player in the local league last season. We all know that once you give him a chance, he will show you what he can do. Dennis Omedi, he is the player for me, the player of the moment. He was the coach's player of the season last season, second top scorer as well. He did so much last season to arrive not just a call-up to the squad, but also a starting place. And even in the preseason, we've seen what he's been doing, not just at in the World Cup qualifiers, where, by the way, he assisted Shaban. Remember, against, yes, that's the game I'm talking about. He provided that assist, and now he's back in the setup. The goal he scored alongside Rogers Mato in South Africa last week on Friday, they were both crackers, and they had cracking performance in that game. So what are we saying? We have another one, Ronald Sechiganda, who is steadily and consistently earning the right to be in this team. Nothing really outstanding from him in terms of what he brings to the table, but he is consistent enough to build a partnership now with the captain Khalid Aucho, and what we've got is a stalwart now building. We know he's good with the ball, he's a ball player, he's skillful technically, he reads the game well. Well, he's still having problems when we go forward, but that will come later. So I'm saying 6 players, all best here locally. Joel Serunjochi came in later for Khalid Aucho to complete the 6. The point we are making, or I am making, is what is it that is the difference now? Our league, the domestic league, has earned respect from the new technical team in charge of the Uganda Cranes. Sam Simbwa, for one, the local guy who really knows so much about local players. Sam Simbwa is one of the guys who could tell you everything about every player in the league, whether in the big league or the sometimes Uganda Premier League. This guy just knows local players. And I have a feeling it is his combination with Paul Put that is delivering the results. Now you've got to earn the right to play for Uganda Cranes. Forget the plane and air ticket and the money spent on bringing them here. No, Paul Put is saying, wait a minute, if they're not fit, If they're not good enough in training, if they're not convincing me that they can play, I won't give them. I will go with the players I have seen week in, week out. I'll go with the players who are on form. I'll go with the players who are on fit and the ones who have the passion and the hunger. Our players in the domestic league have hunger. They want to prove so much, and we've seen they can do that. But not just that. Player by player, the quality in comparison, what is the difference? Alan Okello, for one, he has done in few minutes yesterday what a lot of players haven't done when they're given a chance, 90 minutes as well. Well, we have Shaban Mohammed, who has just moved. Yesterday wasn't one of his better games. He didn't have a lot of service. For one, I thought that Travis Mutiaba at number 10 is not playing his natural game. I think he's being overcoached, and I think he's listening to the coach too much, because players like him thrive when they're allowed to have that ball, drive it, go past players, move with the ball, beat players, enter that box, either shoot or provide an assist. But if they are told to pass the ball every time they get the ball, you'll have a problem. And for me, that's why so far Travis Mutiaba is not really being the Travis Mutiaba we know he can be. The magic that he brings when the ball is at feet. He is at his best when you allow him to use his mind, to use his judgment, to know when to do what with the ball. Imagine if Lionel Messi was told to pass the ball every time he gets the ball. He will never be the Messi that we see, because he has a natural game that he does very, very well. That's Travis Mutiaba. But thankfully, in this current Cranes setup where Mutiaba has failed, all you need to do is to bring in Alan Okello, who sometimes I believe should even be the one starting ahead of Mutiaba, because in that performance, you saw what he does is what he does every week, week in and out in the league, even in the past years. Once he has space, he makes his own decisions. Technically, he's a ball player. He's passing, few would contest. The vision that he has, then the technical ability once the ball is at feet, whether it's getting past players, whether it is free kicks, whether it is slaloming past, whether it is playing on the wings or in the center. Alan Okello is definitely a prodigious talent, and that pass with the outside left foot yesterday, only 15 minutes or so that was given, but those 15 minutes were enough to change the tide of the game, because the Congolese had come back at us when it was still 1-0. They were pressing the second half, all their players were released, and they were attacking us from the left, from the right, in the center. They brought in aggression, they were going for it, they wanted an equalizer. We were on the back foot until the changes were made, and that happened because we had tired legs there. We had Awucho tiring, we had Kenneth Semakula, who for me at number 2 is still misplaced. I think every time Kenneth Semakula plays number 2, we are weak there, and I think going forward we shouldn't play him, because we know he's a hard man. He's a hard man, he's a tackler, but doesn't mean that he should play any number which involves defending, because sometimes you leave out the best placed players to play in that position. At number 2, I still feel Kenneth Semakula is not best placed. He's too accident prone. His positioning in that number 2 is not so good. He's hard when he gets a chance, but he's Mr. Crow. We were saved a penalty. I can tell you that was a stonewall penalty when he brought down that winger who beat him so well on the ball. But well, home advantage perhaps. For me, the man of the match, the players of the day, it has to be Kayondo Aziz and Rogers Mato. In the first half, they were imperious. They ruled the game. Everything we've loved about strikers who are to have technical ability, who can beat players, who can dribble, who can get past, slaloming, ghosting, shooting, the skill set, everything is what we saw in Mato yesterday. What a brilliant, wonderful player to watch while in action, full of flair on the wings, in the middle, and then Kayondo. If every Cranes player had the passion and hunger of Kayondo, this Crane would go very, very far, because Kayondo, what a player. Technically good, he has aggression, speed, he runs, he tracks back, he wants to win the ball, he wants to go forward. Of course, he scored a worldie, I could say, but his entire game was one of demonstrating passion, hunger, and love for the shirt, because he gave his all. Outstanding game he had, perhaps his best ever in a Cranes shirt. He was not always the leading player in the national team. Last night, he played like the captain. He played like the leader. Kayondo, Kongs to you, kudos to you. That was quite a performance. And of course, Watenga in goal. Uganda always blessed with great goalkeepers. The goalkeeper reading the game well, commanding in goal, distributing the ball well, receiving, and basically keeping and maintaining his grip. He is that kind of goalkeeper to emulate. Well, thankfully, he's getting the footsteps of Dennis Onyango. Overall, the entire team really was quite what we expected. Well, these days under Put, because Put, we are playing a free game. Players have freedom. They are going for it. There are no stereotypes. Players are allowed to do and to think instinctively, to think as they can best think in the moment. But for me, the love I saw and the passion of the effort I saw in this Uganda Cranes team, I thought, well, we are finally getting somewhere. With 4 points already, we may not really know what's going to happen in the next games, but already what we've seen, when you go to South Africa and score 2 goals, cracking goals, and you put up a challenge, you come home, you beat Congo, I won't say convincingly, but well, you are worth the win. We know for this campaign, we have a long way to go, but we can trust that, yes, it is worth watching. But I want to thank the technical team, the Cranes, for believing and trusting and respecting the local league, because this local league finally has produced players who are well worth it. Omedi, coach's player of last season. Shaban Mohammed, top scorer last season. We know that Ronald Sechiganda was Villa's best player. Villa are champions. We know that Omedi and Semugabi were the outstanding players for a great season for Chitara last season. They are all in the setup and they are starters. If you want, they can be starters, but they've been part of what we've seen. And of course, Seron George consistent throughout for KCCA last season. He has also now had a chance to come and state his case. So player from KCCA, Chitara, Vipers and Villa all featuring prominently in the team that did wonders. I want to thank the coach there and your team, Sam Simba. Thank you. You are giving the right advice. Paul Put, you are doing us wonders, playing with flair, attacking, opening up play, and finally you can play a game at home and we feel, yes, we have the talent, and this is proof that the talent is here and a long way to go. The local league is strong. Let's support the local league and let's give chance to the players who come through, because that's why football is made the way to go. But kudos, Cranes on top, Group K, 4 points from 2 games, well worth it. Congratulations, and let's wait and look out for more.